I moved to the United States in my 40s, and I discovered that Americans are kind of hard to understand if you didn't grow in this country. And it wasn't easy for me to figure how Americans think and what Americans want and why Americans smile. The other day I walked into a coffee shop in Maryland and I tried to act like an American, which means that I probably looked like a first smiler from a non-smiling culture. And the barista was this big guy with red hair, and he was busy doing something, and he was singing a song to himself. American woman, get away from me. And then he noticed me and he paused, and I said, hi. But instead of saying hi back, he turned away and shouted, Brenda, a customer. And then just resumed his song, American woman, mama let me be. Which may sound rude, but I'm not an American woman, so I didn't take it personally. So then this Brenda came from a back door, and she looked like a nice and outgoing person with a big smile on her face. And she said, hey, how are you doing today? How do you enjoy the weather? Isn't it unbelievable? The hot weather is over and it's cooler and cooler. So that's kind of attitude that I'm still struggling with. And I said, thank you, the weather is nice. The issue is that I grew up in a gender-divided society. And where I'm from, strangers of opposite sexes are nice to each other usually only on two occasions. Either they want something from each other, or they are flirting with each other. So I thought that this Brenda, she saw me as a customer and she wanted me to go crazy and spend $10 in the coffee shop. And she said, what can I do for you? And I said, I'll just have a cup of coffee to go. And she said, I will make you the best coffee you ever had. You will love it. And she literally ran away to make me coffee. And I thought, isn't this like too much effort for just a cup of coffee? And then I thought, I wonder if there's any chance that she is flirting with me. And if she is, would I be, by American norms, required politely to flirt back? Because I don't want to be rude. The problem, however, is that I usually don't flirt with women too much younger than myself, and Brenda looked like 10, 15 years younger than me. This one is not a cultural issue, it's just when I first started noticing women, I was 12 years old. And I noticed back then that all young women who seemed beautiful were older than me, while the girls of my age seemed to me rather unattractive. So my first thought was that all beautiful girls were born before me, and I was unfortunately born among the generation of unattractive girls. Later, I observed that girls of my generation also turned into beautiful women. But that first impression kind of imprinted in my gender views. And I actually never dated anybody like more than 5, 6 years younger than me. So while I was thinking about my flirting issues, Brenda came back with my cup of coffee. And the first thing she did, she looked me into my eyes and she said, "I feel like I've seen you somewhere." And I thought, this is it. Here it comes. And she said, "Have you been here before?" I said, "No, but people usually think that they saw me before. My friends say it's because I look like George Clooney." That made Brenda laugh. And I thought I nailed it. I'm natural at this American style of flirting. And then the big guy sized me down and suddenly said, "You don't look like George Clooney." Well, I didn't say anything to that. I thought, I'm not flirting with you after all. But I'll confess I enjoyed how Brenda laughed. Not that I was going to act on it, but it never hurts to have an admirer in a coffee shop in Maryland. Then she said, that will be $2.30, and I paid cash. She gave me the change, and she said, "Would you like the receipt?" I said, "Sure." And then I took a look at the receipt, and I noticed that she gave me a senior discount. I did not expect that. I thought I got it wrong again. She wasn't flirting, she was just nice to an elderly. But I thought, stay cool, life is life. That's my usual principle. This shouldn't bother me, though it bothered me a little bit. Actually, it totally bothered me. It was so unpleasant. But I thought, okay, just don't react emotionally, respond rationally. And I said, "I'm sorry, but I'm not sure if I qualify for senior discount. I'm only 46 years and 10 months old." She said, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then I took 10 cents from the change. Because that's how much the senior discount is, just 10 cents. And I gave it back to her. But I still couldn't come over this unpleasantness, so when I got my coffee and before I was leaving, I asked her, "If you don't mind, what made you think that I qualify as a senior citizen?" And she said, "It's your gray hair." And then the big guy suddenly said, "You don't look like a senior citizen." Well, I didn't say anything, but I appreciated the compliment. And I thought, maybe I should have flirted with you after all.